The characteristics of Asperger's syndrome vary from one person to the next, but they're generally divided into three main groups. People with Asperger's syndrome sometimes find it difficult to express themselves, not only verbally but also emotionally. Social communication difficulties for some people with Asperger's syndrome will include difficulty understanding gestures, facial expressions and tone of voice. I know myself that I can understand by someone's tone of voice when they're happy or sad, but I myself struggle to convey whether I'm happy or sad through my voice. Another thing will be starting or ending a conversation and finding a topic to talk about. I think I've said this before, but I definitely talk more about what I'm interested in and not enough about what anyone else is interested in. People with Asperger's syndrome can use complex words and phrases and not completely understand what they mean. Some people with Asperger's syndrome are very literal with what they say and can struggle to understand jokes, sarcasm and metaphors. I myself am good at being sarcastic, but when it comes to somebody else being sarcastic to me, I will have to ask and double check. It's helpful for other people to talk in a clear and consistent way and allow time for people with Asperger's syndrome to process what has been said. Many people with Asperger's syndrome want to be sociable but have difficulty initiating and sustaining a social relationship. Some people with Asperger's syndrome may not understand unwritten social rules that other people can pick up without even thinking about it. People with Asperger's syndrome may become withdrawn and uninterested in other people and behave in a way that is seen to be inappropriate. People with Asperger's syndrome can be imaginative in the conventional sense of the word. For example, many people with Asperger's syndrome are accomplished writers or artists or musicians but struggle with social imagination, which includes imagining alternative outcomes to situations and finding it hard to predict what is going to happen next. They may also have a limited range of imaginative activities that can be pursued in a rigid or repetitive way. I myself have always had a very vivid imagination, but I remember as a kid all of my imaginary games had to be very realistic. So I had like whole tubs of toy cars that I would line up and pretend that they were in traffic and move each one of them a tiny bit at a time for hours. Some children with Asperger's syndrome have difficulty with role play and pretend play and prefer subjects rooted around logic, systems and mathematics. To try and make the world a less confusing place, some people with Asperger's syndrome will develop fixed routines and rituals. Sudden changes can be problematic and cause anxiety. Sensory sensitivity. This may occur in one or more of the 5 senses, which are sight, sound, smell, taste and touch. A person with Asperger's syndrome may find certain lights, noises or textures unbearable, and these can cause anxiety or even physical pain. People with sensory sensitivity may find it hard to use their body awareness system. This tells us where our body is in the space around us. This can make things like navigating rooms, avoiding obstacles and carrying out fine motor skills very challenging. Some people with Asperger's syndrome may rock or spin to help with balance or posture, or to also help deal with stress. Many people with Asperger's syndrome develop intense special interests. These can change over time or they can be lifelong. Some people are exceptionally knowledgeable in their chosen field of interest and may even work or study in an area related to their favourite subject. If you like this video, subscribe and leave a comment below telling me what some of your favourite interests are. Field of interest. You okay? You want to go out? Okay.